TV, man. We are back with another Artist Spotlight series interview. This is one that's been in the works for a minute, man. I'm glad we're finally getting to make it happen. And we got JJ Hughes in the building today, man. What's up, dude?
What's up?
Man, tell them where you're from, JJ.
I'm from Tennessee.
Yeah.
Madisonville. Well, I was born in Vonore, or not born in Vonore, but that was where I was raised at. Just a small town, bro. People think that you can't really do much, but I'm just trying to show them that you can, you know.
Yeah. So what part of Tennessee is Madisonville? Is it east?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like Gatlinburg area, or is it like Chattanooga?
I'm like in between them. So like I'm like 2 hours from both, basically.
Got you. So you're kind of somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
What was it like growing up there? Were you born and raised there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was born and raised. I was around to like, I don't know why, but like my cousins, they had this little group called like the Gudger Boys, and they were like, they was in high school, and like my cousin would always play their shit, and like he would always try to rap on like the karaoke. Yeah. So like, and this is back in the time where like we were doing Jackass videos, and we had the big ass camcorder that you slapped on your shoulder, you know, that had like the big tapes. Yeah. And slapped them over there. So like, I've always been around like, it seems like videos and just doing content, just funny shit. It seems like I don't know why my family was doing it, but they was. They didn't have a YouTube channel. No, it was just like we were just doing it to watch for ourselves. Like we wasn't trying to gain nothing. Yeah. Like we were just doing it to do it.
You know what's crazy is like back when Jackass and all that was popping, bro. That was the late '90s, early 2000s, where you didn't even have an internet place to upload the shit. You just put them out on DVDs.
Yeah, I was wee man because I was like 6. Like 7 or something, so I was like wee man of the thing. Yeah. And it would always be like just punching me out or slapping me out just get content. But we had fun though.
What was it like growing up in there? Was it a small town? Did you play sports or anything like that?
Oh yeah, I played a bunch of basketball. I played football for about 7 years. Played basketball my whole life since I was like 2 up until like high school. And then just it was so much time that I had to invest to it. Like I could just tell it wasn't really my passion. I wanted to do other things. I didn't want to go to practice every day or spend so many hours traveling or whatever it been. I just found, I just found music.
So speaking about the music thing, so what was your first memories of hearing music and like it inspired, not so much making you want to rap or nothing, but like growing up, what got you into hip hop and rap? Do you remember what it would have been?
Yeah, I remember because I was always in the car and I'd be like, my dad play that song, play that CD with the pot leaf on it. I didn't know who it was, but I just knew it had that pot leaf, but it was Tupac, and he would play that religiously. Like that's all my dad listened to at that time was Tupac and the Slim Shady LP.
Yeah. So which album was it? You talking about the album that with the pot leaf? Was it?
I think it said 2002 on it, if I can remember.
Oh, you're talking about Dr. Dre. You're talking about Dr.
Oh, is
Dre.
that what that was?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah. So I thought it was Tupac. Oh, that must have been the Chronic then.
Yeah. So the Chronic was '92, and then they came out with Dr. Dre Chronic or 2001, and it was similar too.
Yeah, that's the. I always remember my dad play that CD with the pot leaf on it.
So it was all similar.
Yeah.
Similar things. But yeah, man, that's and of course Slim Shady. Yeah, was Eminem a big influence on you growing up, or did you just like from a rapping standpoint, or from just
not really a rapping standpoint? Because by the time I actually got into rap, like that was like back before I even thought about rapping. It didn't really. So like I got more inspired by like the independent guys like Upchurch, Broadnax, A-Cal. Like that's who really inspired me. Like, but back then like. I didn't really think about rapping. It was just dope to listen to. I thought he was a dope artist,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess now looking back, it kind of like, I'm sure it helped, but like it wasn't like, I wasn't like hearing him be like, yeah, man, this is what I want to do. Like I was just listening.
Well, and too, how old are you?
I'm 29.
Oh, yes. See, I'm 10 years older than you, so it makes sense. Like our time frames are a little different. So like,
yeah.
I remember seeing 8 Mile in the theater when I was like a junior in high school, something like that. It was like 2001. And I hadn't even started writing rap yet, but that was one of the things that was like, man, I didn't want to battle rap. I loved watching, but I didn't want to be a battle rapper. But I loved just that was inspiring to me.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, that movement.
Yeah, the move, just the whole vibe of the movie and shit. But so how long have you been writing and recording music?
Well, what, like the age of my son. I think it's when I started. My son was, well, he's about to be 7, so almost 7 years. But like doing it like seriously, like, cause you know, like the first 4 or 5 years, like you're really not. I wasn't really doing it seriously. I would just like go into the studio, like just writing every now. But then like when I really started like do it full time, like take it seriously, probably like 3 years.
Yeah, that makes sense. I see what you're saying. So like would be, so getting into that, like,
because at first it was just a hobby. You know, I just enjoyed doing it. So like, you know, I spent years just treating it as a hobby until like most people was like, damn, bro, like, you know, like you could really, I could see you doing something with this. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's when I really try to make some money off of it.
Yeah, because like, man, it does happen, but in very rare occasions does it happen when somebody starts and then within 3, 6, 9 months of them starting, they just take off. It really takes. It's hard. Most of the time, it's the groundwork. You got to put the groundwork in for multiple years before you start really seeing stuff start coming of it. Just because it's with any kind of craft that you start working on.
Well, see, I think that's the wall though. It's like once you break through the wall, because like at first when I was making music, like even with her, it was like she was like, when's the money gonna come? You know, I see how much you're spending on this, but like when's the return gonna come? So it's like in those stages before like I was making any money at all, it was so hard because like I knew what the vision was, but I can't make other people see that. You know what I mean? They're just seeing like broke dude with no funds rapping. You know what I mean? So it's like, but now that I actually have, you know, I've hit the charts, I've actually paid my bills, I've had, you know, months where I've made more than I've made at my regular job. Like, so it's different. It's different for me now. Like, you know, people can't throw, you know what I'm saying? That they can't hate on you for that. It's like, oh, this motherfucker, he's actually making money now. Yeah. So it kind of takes out that that little hate cloud that was following me around.
Yeah. Well, like, I mean, dude, I started in 2003. This is my 20th year, and I'd say the first 15 years that I did music, I didn't make anything. I was just chasing a dream. I was using my money I made at work to fund my music habit. Yeah. I say habit because at the time it was a habit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was a high. I was spending money on all. You know what I mean? Back then, bro.
Yeah, I do.
Everything cost more money because there wasn't like you couldn't just go get a $100 microphone and record on your computer and upload it.
Yeah, and people think, oh man, you're just out here living the dream. Just shoot a quick video and post it up, and you're making a little bit of money. Like they just don't understand what you got to go through to actually make income. Like I don't make income from like my streams or like my music itself. Like I make income about shit that I can do, like services for other artists, like making a beat, making a video, editing something. Like you know what I mean. So like really, I'm not making it from my actual catalog. You know what I mean. I'm making it from shit that I can do. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to reverse. I'm trying to do less services because now I've did so much for money. It's like I lost a little bit of passion on it. I was like, damn, like I used to do. It's like taking something from it. I feel like a little bit. It's like almost like I got 15. Like when I get in that mindset where it's like I got 15 beats to make and I'm in a rush and I got to do this and do this. It's like
a job at that point.
It's like damn, like this is what I was doing before I started this. Like I want it to still be lovable and still like, you know what I mean, still have that love for it. So I think that's why I went back to my 9 to 5 actually, and I've been working 55 hours a week, and I've cut down on the services and just, you know, just enjoying the music back for what it is, you know, instead of fucking just ripping and running, messaging people. It's just,
especially too when you do that side of things, like whether it's beats, where it's editing or videos or stuff like that. You're having to depend on other people. You know what I'm saying? You're having to rely on other people. And you know how that stuff goes, especially as us, like rap artists, man. Yeah. There's a lot of them that are really stand up. I mean, there's a lot of them that just don't really know one way or the other how serious they are about it, or, you know what I mean? So they can kind of get frustrating. Because I've been there. I've never done a producing.
Oh, really?
I've never made beats, but that's not like the only thing. I mean, I used to record artists and...
Shit, it took me 4 years to even make a beat worth selling. Like, I used to make beats and it sounded like a fucking Mario game. Like, you know what I mean? It was like, how do these people do this? Like, I just don't understand it. But now it's so simple to me. It's like, damn, it's just a piano and a counter melody, and then you lay a bass line. Like, it's easy now. But it's like back then it was like, damn, how the hell am I going to do this? Like, it's just like skating. I feel like skating really taught me a lot because, like, I remember skating and thinking like, dude, I'm never gonna be able to do a kickflip. Like it's impossible. Like how I just remember feeling that inside of me, like there's no way I can make this board do this and me laying back on it. But then once I got the kickflip down, it was like I was kickflipping over sidewalks and stairs and shit like that. So I feel like that just really like taught me in my mind like anything's possible. You know, you just gotta put the work in.
No, that's definitely what it is, man. Like I said, it took me so many years, bro, and to the point where I just thought it was never.
Well, I think what a lot of people get fucked up is they are scared to fail. So it's like, it's like, I love to fail. Like I actually want to fail because it helps me. You know what I mean? Like I've been failing. Like that's what's gonna make me win. And that's why I don't think people look at it like that. It's just a perspective thing. Like if you look at it as like, damn, I failed six times a day. I suck. Like, you know, the seventh day you probably gonna get it right. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like you just gotta fail. It's just part of the process. Yeah,
and I think a lot of the times people don't want to fail. I think a lot of it's just ego. Like they don't feel like that. They feel like they'd be embarrassed or something. Or I think that's got to do with some of it. But I agree with what you're saying about that. I mean, you gotta fail in order to learn shit. Because if you're not making mistakes and losing some here and there, you're not gonna. If you just all you do is win all the time, then you're not gonna know what to do when something happens.
I was saying, like, we ran through so many, like, we've been recording with some, like, $250 camera that's, like, stapled onto a fucking piece of wood. Like, you know what I mean? Like we started actually on ground level. So, like, just seeing what we can do now versus, like, what we could do. Like, I would have killed to been able to make a video like I make now 5 years ago. But now I'm, like, I'll look at, like, Tom McDonald and, like, ACAB's video. I'm like, damn, like, I want to get to that level. You know what I mean? So it's like... in 5 more years, that's where I want to be. You know what I mean? I want to be making that top-notch video quality videos.
Yeah, I mean, just look at it from the standpoint of 3 or 4 years ago when you started to where you're at now. I mean, it ain't like something that's out of possibility. Like you could easily make that happen if you just keep putting the same type of work in. You know?
Yeah, of course.
Was the first song you released In My Head in 2021?
No. What? I actually had 3 albums before that, but I got conscious, you know, like in my mind about what people would think, because I felt like I was getting my shit mixed. I deleted everything that wasn't mixed by Dub 3030 because when I met him, I felt like he took my shit up so much higher that I felt like my other shit didn't match it.
100%.
But other people were like, man, you need to leave that up there. It shows progress. But like in my mind, I was like, I just can't do it. Like I felt like I got to a new me, so like I wanted everything else to be deleted from there. Yeah. That way when they see me, it's like it's a new me, you know what I mean?
No, I see what you're saying.
So yeah.
But when you first, like, was that the first one that you did like on streaming platforms, like of the new stuff? That's what it's showing the earliest, the one you did with Rich Regal and DJ Boo?
What year?
2021.
Yeah, I would say. Well, no, I had quite a bit of stuff on platforms, but I deleted it all. Like I probably had but there wasn't albums. You know, I probably had probably 5 or 6 singles or something before that. But I had made plenty of songs. Like I was just dropping them to YouTube. I didn't know nothing about distro or none of that shit, so I was just like a YouTube. I was even making a song a week. I mean, I probably made hundreds of songs, but I just didn't know. Yeah, that was probably the first song that I really put on all platforms that I understood that I could make, you know, something from it.
Yeah. And then, of course, you kept releasing things. You released a few more singles. You released Hustle Hard with Sticks, right? And then the album was Addicted to the Music. That's the first album that is showing on streaming platform of the newer stuff. Yeah,
my first one was actually Simple Man, but I took it off. I should really put it back. I probably will, but yeah, that was my first one. It was called Simple Man, but it's not on there.
When you started doing the earlier stuff, when you first started, was you making your own tracks, or was you going out and grabbing some from other producers? Or
I was doing it the wrong way. I was getting the type beat off of YouTube.
Oh yeah, we all.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not.
Back in the day, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
I was just sound click for us. Back
then. Like I didn't know how the process worked. Like I just figured, you know, I just snatch this beat and go and fucking. I didn't have any money mindset in me. It was just I was already I was in school for electrical, so I had just come out of five years of schooling, and I really had no desire in making it a career. I thought it was fun. Like every time I would get home from my job, I would go out on the deck and I would just write me a song. I would try to do like one song a day. I think I wrote for like 7 months before I ever even tried to rap.
Yeah.
Because I had a minute where like I would hear shit in my head, but I couldn't make my mouth do it.
Yeah.
Like I would sound dope as hell in my head, but then I would record it on my phone and play it back, and I'd be like, "What the fuck?"
It's wild how that works, bro. I think all of us have been in that same boat where you record something and you think that it's just
phenomenal.
So dope.
Yeah. And then you listen back and like, what the?
This was not good, bro.
Yeah.
This is not where it was. Like, especially when you wait a couple years when you've gotten better and you go back and listen, you're like, oh man, because there's like that shit. There's shit like that with all of us, I think.
Yeah, it's like I started out real monotone. Like people say, "Oh yeah, you're talented." Like, nah, I had to work for this talent. Like, I sucked ass when I first started. Like, and the thing is, I didn't know that though. Like, in the times when I was rapping real monotone, like I thought I was killing it.
Yeah.
You know, I still, I think that's really what helped me push through. Like, even though I was so like delusional, I think that's what you kind of need though. You need to be delusional. It's not too delusional, but somewhat delusional.
I think that kind of helps because that drives the dream.
Yeah.
And then I think, cause I was like that when we first started. We dropped like a group mixtape in 2003. We was going to the malls and selling them, bro. No cover art, all beats that we jacked. The quality was terrible, and we thought we was going to get a record deal, bro. Because that was back when that's all you could do. There was no independent distribution like there is now. So it was like,
that's crazy.
Looking back, it's like, bro, we were so clueless, and we thought that's just how it was, though. And it's similar stories with a lot of the artists that I talk to when we do these. Is when they first started. That's a lot of the times how it starts.
Yeah. No, I say one thing about Chatty Bobby is like I think when I think about you, like when I know a track's coming out to you, like I know it's gonna be bar heavy, and like the way you write, it's almost like there's a bar on every line almost. So like I like that. I like the fact that like, because a lot of these people, they really like I don't gonna say not care, but it's like I feel like some of these boys are like they're just selling a track. Like I feel like you do more than just sell a track. I feel like you actually put some time, some thinking behind it. Like it's actually meaning something to you. I feel like a lot of these boys, they'll just go record a track, but they know it's not really nothing about that's fucking with them inside.
Yeah.
It's more just about like, I need to make it this certain way so we can get these numbers. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I just can't roll like that. Like I just can't put out a song that I don't think. I guess I do it for other. I do it for stress relief. So I guess that's why.
Well, and if we're being honest, man, you love doing it, and I love doing it. Well, most of artists do, but there's some artists that are just doing it for a check.
Yeah, I get that. They're just businessmen.
So it's like that they're not going to give as much of a fuck as we would, if that makes sense. And I don't think there's a rhyme or reason to it. If it works for you, it works for you. But like I'm like you though, it's got to. And I've just been. I guess because I'm an older guy that's been doing it for years. Back then, bro, if you didn't have bars when you wrote, you would. I mean,
I know. Right now, it's like a beat can send you over the top. You know, it really can. Like
now, Sexy Red's the biggest rapper in the world, bro. And she's the worst rapper of all time.
Yeah, I just don't understand it. I try to wrap my brain around it, and I try to like. It's hard. Like sometimes it's like, damn, you look at some shit. It's like it gets to the point where it's like, damn, how the hell am I not at this level when this dude's at this level? But it's like you just can't. There's like the rap math makes no sense. Like it never will.
It doesn't, man. I used to go through those same frustrations, man. And now I just realized that so much of it is not even about the talent. It's about what people want to push to the masses. Yeah. And people don't want to push to the masses if you're dropping a song about mental health or you're dropping a song about something you struggled with or that they wanted. If it's girls, they want you to talk about sex shit, and as dudes, they want to talk about killing and drugs. So like for the masses, you know what I'm saying? That's why the independent
sells.
Is so fire.
Yeah, that's what sells, and that's why I think I won't say struggle because I've had a lot of. I feel like I've did more than what the typical local dude would do, but I just feel like sometimes I don't get me wrong, I understand the business. I know how I could really level up if I wanted to, but that's the thing. It's like I want to level up. I'm fine with going around the mountain. Like I don't have to take the zip line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm cool with it. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm in for the long haul. Like I plan on, I'm kind of like a broadneck. Like I'll be here even at 55. I'll probably still be spitting. Like I'm gonna spit as long as my body will allow me to spit. You know what I mean? It's just like it doesn't matter to me. So like I don't care. Like, that's why I think I'm not in that, like, I gotta get this now. I gotta get this number now. I gotta get this now. I'm like, bro, like, you give me till 55, 60. I mean, it's just game over. You know what I mean? Like, they better hope I die. Like, you better wish death on me because I'm coming. Like, and there ain't nothing that's gonna stop it. Like, you're really not.
Well, the good thing about it is too, man. Now the blessing that people like me and like the Jellies and Adams and Broadnaxes and Demons and
even you, I put you in that category. Like, I really do. Like
Cats, the Strugs, like the artists like us. We're all late 30s, early 40s, all of us. 10 years ago, bro, if you rapped past 30 years old, people were like, "What are you doing rapping?" That's what when in that clip that me and John just posted about. He was saying, you know, they're going to, you're saying when on my 36th birthday, I got to stop rapping. He was like, I'm going to pass, you know, I'm going to pass.
Yeah, I seen that.
But like, that shit's real because that's the way it used to be. Because like me and him he's a couple years older than me, but like we're all from that same era. So it's like, I remember looking at Squints, bro, I'll never forget this. We were at a show and it was this really, nobody showed up. It was like the 10th one in a row that me and him and the camp did back in, this is like 2010, right?
Oh, okay.
And so at the time, I would have been 26. I'm 39 now. So it would have been, 13 years ago. So me and Squints looked at each other. We were like, bro, if we're rapping, if we're still doing this shit after 30, we're stopping. Because that was the narrative back then.
Well, that's what's promoted. It's like almost, it's like if you don't make it within 5 years, you're a washed up nobody.
Yeah, it's just like in the NFL, bro. Like when you get 30 years old in the NFL as a running back, they're like, trade him. He's not
right.
Anymore. So it's like, of course, that's different because that's a physical sport, but
yeah,
it's the same type of thought process. And back then, that's how it was. And now, luckily, it doesn't like, especially with the genre. There's so many subgenres of rap now that you can have, people that are doing it well into their 40s and 50s and still went like Cole Ford's still doing it in his 50s.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just all about being like, being in it for the long haul, like you said. I feel like.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think people quit most time because they set out with all these aspirations of, I'm gonna get bitches and cars and money and fucking like I just don't. That don't excite me. Like the cars and shit that don't really excite me. The bitches and money that don't excite me. Like what excites me is like I want to just inspire people. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I want like, and I've had plenty of people that I've inspired already that's messaged me and been like, damn man, like, I see you doing what you're doing. It makes me want to try. Like, and that's really all I really want. And I feel like, if I keep with that, man, if I keep with that mindset, the money will come when it comes. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I just don't want to overthink the money and it make me depressed because I don't have the amount of money that I need.
Yeah, because you'll never be happy. Because, bro, there's been so many times when I was doing it and still working a full-time job, and like I always told myself, if I can make almost as much money a month doing my music as I am in my job, I'll be happy. And then you get there and
that's
you're
what
like,
I said too.
And you get there and you're like,
fuck this.
This is all I'm making? I want to make more than this. You could make $10 million a year, bro, and you're going to be like, I ain't making 15 though. That's that's why I started, like you were saying, when you get out of that mindset, because you'll never be happy with that. And that just lets you know that money's not a lot of people think money can make everybody happy. It can cure a lot of problems, but then it just swaps them out for big money problems. Yeah. Like if, you know what I'm saying? It swaps them out for being rich and having problems.
Yeah, that's something me and my girl talk about all the time. She's like, man, I can't wait for you to do this and do that. And I'm like, I can't. Because like I'm enjoying this. Like I feel like I know what's going to happen. So like I'm enjoying the process as it comes. Like I don't want to, I feel like this is what I'm going to miss the most. Like when I do get to the level I'm at that I actually want to be at, I'm going to miss times like this where like I can just chill. Nobody knew who I was. Yeah. I can just chill, like just do things and not have set like a standard or something. Yeah. And I'm just enjoying it, man. Like, just enjoying it the best I can.
Yeah. March of this year, you dropped Daydreamer, right? The album.
Yeah. I actually have 3 albums I'm sitting on right now. I wanted to drop them all this year, but then I got talking to Broadnax and got talking, some bigger people, and they're like, look, man, like, albums are cool and they get you and it helps you on the Spotify, so you know what I mean. But they're like, with your fan base being not as big as it is, I said drop singles until you get one hit and then just have an album waiting.
Yeah.
So instead of me dropping all my albums this year like I wanted to drop 4 in just one year.
Mm-hmm.
Then I started I started really thinking about like setting me up a marketing plan. And then you get to saying you got 13 songs, you get it's just like marketing behind the music shit is what's expensive. Like let's just let's just be fucking real. Like if you don't have that, then you might as well just not even be rapping.
Yeah, because so many people do and I hate when I see artists. I hate it for the artists that think that shortcutting and getting those fake marketing plans for cheap works because your numbers look like that's not helping you any.
Now, if it ain't a Google ad, I won't use it.
Exactly.
In my opinion, that's just what I do.
That's who does my marketing. That's what he does for a living.
Yeah, like I looked up and I spent 2 years, bro. That's what I do. Like people like ask like how to get better. Like, and my advice to give to anybody that's like just starting music, stop asking people for help. And I don't mean like don't get me wrong. There's like a fine line between that, but it's like when I first started, I always said to myself, oh man, if I could get, Just in Time on the track or Big Murph or fucking Upchurch, whoever was big in the lane, that I felt like that would put me in a better spot. But really, these boys, and don't take it as like they don't hate on you, but it's like they got so much going on that like they don't have the time just to like help you out for nothing. Like they want to be paid, you know what I mean? So it ain't like a disrespect thing. Like don't take me saying like these boys are bad. Like it's just like people need to understand that like you just got to find shit out for yourself. Like I wish I would have understood that 5 years ago. Like I always thought there was gonna be someone to come in and save me until I figured out like I'm that motherfucker. Like I'm the motherfucker that's gonna save me. So like once I figured that out, it was easy. Like I'm just gonna do it all myself. Like the only thing I don't do is I send it off to Dub to mix and master. Other than that,
all my stuff too.
Everything is me.
The whole album except for like 2 songs.
And like you said about the dependent on somebody, I tried the whole paying people to do videos and stuff like that. Well, first of all, to get anywhere top-notch video, you're gonna spend $1,000 a video. Minimum. That's just minimum. And then on top of that, you ain't even started on the promo yet. You ain't even started on making the cover, making promo moves, like like nothing. So it's like you're gonna be out thousands of dollars just to drop each song. So if you're dropping, a lot of songs like I do, hell, you're gonna be broke before you even start.
Yeah.
So you got to find a way, So that's why I always work with what I got. Yeah. Find a way to do it.
Well, that's the way to do it, man. And also, too, another thing that I've realized over the years, and I'm this way too. Like, so much of it now is about building relationships with other artists.
Yeah.
Some artists are cool with just doing it straight, like a straight business transaction. But there's nothing wrong with that. But then there's some people that would rather build relationships with other artists because money doesn't move them because they're doing good. Like they're straight when it comes to the money part, so it's all about building some type of stable friendship or camaraderie between them over a time period. You know what I mean? That a lot of that stuff goes a long way, especially when you're in a position where you can, and that's just with anything. If you're in a position where you can turn down money because it's not something you have to have, you can be more selective and you can make it more about who you want to work with and things like that. But I'm totally with you as far as learning your own things because that way you can always rely on yourself and you don't have to outsource. I've
walked into many positions where it's like the editors will be like, man, this will take like a month or something. And then like once I got to editing videos, I'm like figuring out like that shit don't take no month to do, bro. I'm sorry to tell you, but it don't. Like it really don't. Like but that's the difference though. It's like it's mine. So I can get it done in a week. I can get it done in one night if I want to. Like it's mine. But they get so much shit going on. It's like they ain't got you first, and I'm cool with that. I understand that, but I need to put me first. You know what I mean? And that's just what I've been doing. I've been, focused on my own shit, and I think like Broadnax. I've always wanted to track with Broadnax, and I've been trying to manifest it for a minute, and. He reached out to me one night, just randomly calls me out of fucking nowhere. I'm like, what the fuck? I missed the call. Missed the call, and then he leaves me a voicemail basically telling me like if you really want something, you just gotta go get it, like speaking it into existence, like basically like reaching out to me just to tell me like, hey, I see you, dog, I see what you want, I see that you're not gonna let anything get in your way. Just basically like giving me some big brother speech, you know what I mean? Yeah. And that message, man, that really, really helped me. Like, hell, I think I played that. I play it every day, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just to hear the words, just to hear like what he's saying to me, and like that message really, really helped me push. I think as far as like just doing by myself, like knowing like yeah, I am that dude. Like stop trying to like work with him because you think it's gonna make you like focus on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And he's definitely one of those people. He's like that in my life too, where he is one of those people that is blessed with and he said it himself, to see when somebody's needing a little motivation, you know, or he can cheerlead for him, or he can like give him some tough love, or he's definitely one of those people, bro. And that's dope that he did that. That just speaks to who he is too.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. And he called me before that, and hell no, after that I called him back after I listened to his message, and he spent 55 minutes on the phone talking to me. No money involved, no nothing involved, didn't ask me for nothing, didn't just straight up, and I didn't even have to, he was just straight just telling me what I needed to know, man. It's like, that's like, and he told me at the end, he was like, look, I heard you mention me in a couple songs, and a lot of my idols that I mentioned in songs never hit me up. So he said, I really wanted to hit you up because I heard you mentioning me, you know, and I was like, damn, like.
Yeah, because he pulled up in one of the videos too, didn't he?
Yeah, he pulled up on Pressure, and was actually, you know, he pulled up on me, and I got to meet him for the first time, and I swear that man, he looked like Superman. Like, dude is huge. Like,
oh, dude, yeah.
I was like, God. Like, I didn't know. Like, like I always thought, you know, him and Adam were around the same size.
Yeah.
Dude, he towers Adam. He has to. Like, the man's huge. Like,
he's a few. Yeah, I think Adam's like 5'9" or something like that.
Yeah, Adam's close. Adam's closer to my height, because I remember meeting Adam, and I was thinking like he's a big ass gorilla motherfucker, which he looks it on his videos, but he's not as big as what the camera makes him look. I don't feel like.
Justin Time is like 6.
Dude, Justin's huge.
He's like 6'8". He's like a power forward, dude. He's so tall.
Yeah,
That's the homie too.
Yeah, Justin's a cool dude. We started out on the wrong foot, and I had a lot of people in my head telling me bad things about Justin, and I shouldn't have listened, to be honest. But then I got to meet him in person, and we literally in a beef, just some stupid shit. Really, nothing like beef, just some stupid shit, and. We just walked around the side of the building and fucking talked it out like men, bro. And I've had nothing but respect for dude. Like,
that's cool.
You know what I mean? He could have been a dickhead and like, you know, shun me or like try to bring me down, but he didn't. Like, he was like big brother. Like, hey, bro. You know, I see you doing this. I don't know if you should do this. You know, just like basically kind of like what Broadnax did. Mm-hmm. So it was a dope experience. I thought he would come at me like fucking straight, like get me, you know, but he come at me more of like a guidance type deal.
Yeah, and that's dope, you know, to see that kind of stuff with Broadnax and Justin and Adam, and that's how Jelly and Strug are too. That's just, and of course they're just probably, I mean they're more, I guess, busier currently, but it's all that similar vibes, and I think a lot of it has to do with the generation, because we're all in that same gap, like that same generation where it's. You need that kind of stuff if you want the culture, the independent rap culture to. And I'm not saying country rap because I don't consider myself country rap, just rap in general.
Yeah.
Like, you want it to succeed, you're gonna have to lean on, you know, the younger generations, because that's who's gonna keep the thing going. You know.
Yeah.
Once the older generation decides we don't want to do this no more, you know, we're gonna chill or whatever. What are we gonna leave it to? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's cool that when they do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I think, you know, I think a lot about it is, you know, they want to pass it down. You know, they're looking for the next someone that's going to elevate it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we don't need the same shit. You know what I mean? Like, we need someone that's going to really elevate it. And like country rap, like, I don't consider myself country rap either. Like, I've never like been the one to promote country rapper, but I've always. I guess I've did so many shows with country rappers, and I've did so much. Mm-hmm. People just put me there, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I'm fine with that. Like, I don't hate country rap. I like the people involved, but I feel like, you know, we're getting stagnant a little bit. Like, we need to change. You know what I mean? Like, we need the younger people not to be so much about mud truck tires. We need, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of talent in country rap that's aside from that shit. And not that I don't live that lifestyle. Don't get me wrong. I'm a country motherfucker. Like, I go rent cars and rent bikes off into ponds and do all kinds of country shit. But it's just like, when it comes to music, I just don't really want to put that aspect into it for some reason. Like, I'm just more of like a what's going on inside me type dude.
No, yeah, and another one that's in that same realm of like people that reach out to the younger guys is Church. I mean, Church is another one that's just like that. And he's the first one that would talk about, you know, everybody rapping with country rap, everybody rapping about that kind of hokey stuff. Like, that's what he says is like, you know, he thinks it's corny, especially if it's somebody that don't even really live that kind of lifestyle.
It's like you can tell when they're trying to get some views versus like they're really rapping about their life.
Yeah, because like it's the same way of like street dudes that aren't street dudes. Like a perfect example would be Slim Jesus.
Yeah.
When Slim Jesus came out, he was doing all this stuff, and he was this big, like John Gotti gangster, bro. And then like you found out that's clearly not who he is. He was an industry plant, I'm sure, but like that whole thing, it's the same kind of thing, except you're just you know, trying to make people perceive that you're this country guy when you're not. You're just doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's funny that you say that because now I think they're trying to do, instead of doing industry plants, they'll do an independent plant where it's like the dude says he's independent and labels understand that people get more respect independently. Mm-hmm. You know, I feel like they've created this little lane where like they've planted some independent people that they really have backing behind, but they say they're independent just to get, you know what I'm saying? That that like respect of like doing it all on their own, but when they're really not.
No, I could see that being a thing too. You never really know, man. But I could definitely see that being something.
You know, like people trying to recreate an Upchurch, but not like Upchurch did it.
Yeah, because nobody will ever be able to. I mean, the closest one to do that was Adam. I mean, him and Adam both. What they did was unheard of, bro. The way they did it, the way they went about it.
But it's crazy how it all stems back. In my opinion, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it all stems back from church. I mean, right? I mean,
no, yeah. Well, I mean, Adam, in the interview me and Adam did, he talked about how, you know, when he realized church was just rapping about the stuff that he realized church could rap. You could rap about the stuff like church raps about, like just country shit.
I mean, like you said though, you and him came from like a part where it's like you have to have so many bars, you have to be hard, you have to like present yourself in a certain way. Yeah, so I can understand why him going over to Church's house and being like, what the fuck? Yeah. This dude.
Church asked him, he was like, Adam was writing, and Church was like, you rap? He was like, yeah, I used to rap a lot, you know? And then he rapped, and then, I mean.
That's crazy though, that talent was sitting there like that.
Because they were just hanging out doing content, like videos for the internet, because that's when they were going, you know.
Oh yeah, the funny shit.
Yeah, that's how that stuff started. Yeah, because he spoke about that in our interview. Shout out to him. But yeah, man, the most recent single, is it "Problems" that you dropped in July? Is that the most recent one?
Yes, and the video for it is actually dropping next week on Friday.
Oh, dope. Okay.
I got it scheduled.
The video will be out, so we'll put the link in the description for y'all to check out the visual for Problems.
Yeah, and please go check it out. Leave me a comment. It helps the video spread. Me and my girl do everything by ourselves, so it really appreciate the comment.
Yeah. And are you working? You got what's next for JJ? You working on more singles, or are you gonna put?
I got an album ready, so don't get me wrong. Like, don't be tripping. Don't get it twisted. Like, I got plenty. Like, I'm sitting on 3 albums right now, so like I'm just releasing some singles, and then I'll probably release 5 or 6. See one of them, see what they do. But then I'll drop an album. Like, the only reason I want to drop an album is because of the Spotify thing. Like, when they, you know what I'm saying, it helps with the playlist. When you get done with one album, it takes you to the next album versus just a single, then on to another artist. That's really the only reason why I would want to make an album. And plus, I don't know why, but I don't know if it's to you too, but an album just hits me different than a single.
That's why I was so hyped for Forever to drop, because
that lineup, let me just go ahead and give you flowers. Like, what the hell? Like, when I seen that, I was like, damn, Chatty.
It's crazy how that came about, bro, because that song was supposed to be a 10 to 12 song project with like maybe 3 or 4 songs that had features on it, and then it turned into that, which is crazy. And it wasn't intentionally that we turned it into that. It just, this blessing happened, and then this one, and then this one, and then.
But how many years again? How many years have you been?
Year.
And have you ever had an album like that though?
Never.
Like that stacked up to that?
Never.
And it took you how long?
20 years.
20 years.
Yeah. I mean, I did a bunch, but it's my best work to date, and and the next project will be my best work to date. That's kind of the way I look at it. It's the way you have to look at it if you're gonna.
Yeah.
especially when you're at the age that I'm in, where it's like, man, I don't really have time to be missing a lot. Like I got to be
Right.
You know, it's okay to miss when you're, you know, in your 20s and even in your early 30s. Once you get to your late 30s, I'll be 40 in November. So like,
it's like whenever you shoot, you need to hit.
yeah,
Huh?
you gotta shoot. You gotta hit at a higher percentage than the younger
Yeah.
kids. The young kids can shoot 40%, but I gotta shoot 60 or 70, 80%
Yeah.
if I'm gonna keep up with the guys that are coming up. So
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So do you know what the name of the album is? You know what you're gonna call it? Oh, yeah.
Haven't really thought. I mean, I had a couple of names albums that I was going to drop, but they all got switched because some of them are going to be singles, some of them aren't. So like really, I haven't really thought about it too much. Really, I just been dropping singles, and then when I think it's time for the album, or when people start to ask for it, like, hey man, where the hell's the album at?
Yeah.
I'll drop it in. But yeah, haven't really thought too much into it, to be honest.
Well, shout out to you, bro, and also too before we go too, shout out because you got some placements on Narcotics album too, didn't you?
Yeah.
You
Oh yeah, I've been placing with Marcus for a minute. Like hell, I think I've hit the charts with him. Just my beats, I think like almost 10 times. So
That's
like,
fire.
yeah,
That was dope. That was dope. He was able to get a song in. I can't remember if I think Dub produced the one I got on with him, but for the album. But shout out to Narcotic. I remember when that album dropped. I remember you posting that you were producing stuff on it. You
Yeah.
and both, so that's dope.
I mean, because he was the only like Marcus is one of the first artists to fuck with me back before. Like I knew what I was doing, but it was like he was more like a test. You know what I mean? Like kind of like the boy, and I would toss him deals. You know, so like, I feel like he was the first one to really like fuck with my beats.
Yeah.
To actually like spit. Like I remember him sending me something like he used one of my beats. And I think I just gave it to him, and like he sent it back to me like the song, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, damn, that thing sound. I was like, I wish I could do that. You know what I mean? Like, because for some weird reason, it's like when I spend like so long making this beat, by the time I get to the writing stage, it's like I've heard it so many times. It's like I almost don't want to spit to it.
I get that. I can see that from a producer and rapper side, like being tired of it already.
So it's much easier for me to like. I have one producer that I work with, and he sends me the melody, and I'll make the bass line, and I'll write during me making the bass line. So it's so much easier for me, like, because the melody is what you really spend time on.
Yeah.
So the bass line's pretty quick and easy. So that's why I like just let me do the bass line, let me write while I do it, and it works out a lot better for me.
That's cool. Yeah. Well, y'all be sure to check out the new Problems video from JJ, man. We'll have the link in the description. And dude, I appreciate this, man. This has been dope, man.
Yeah, it's been dope. It was nice meeting you.
Yeah, man.
And shout out to Chatty. You already know, man. He's killing the game. Y'all better go check him out too, for real.
Sure, appreciate that, man. Y'all be sure to hit the subscribe. We'll put your links to your IG and your YouTube and all that. To y'all go subscribe to him. And look forward to seeing what you got in the future, JJ. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, thank you.